Have you ever seen a child suddenly turn against a parent they once loved for no clear reason? It's confusing, heartbreaking, and often it's not just a phase. It might be something much more serious called parental alienation. This isn't just about kids being angry after a divorce. It's a subtle, damaging process where one parent's behavior turns a child against the other. The scary part? It can look completely reasonable on the surface, making it incredibly hard to spot until real damage has been done. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on this complex issue. We'll explore the hidden warning signs that often fly under the radar, understand why they are so harmful to a child's emotional health, and discuss why acting early is absolutely critical. This is a topic that affects thousands of families, and understanding it is the first step toward protecting the children caught in the middle. So let's get started. One of the first and most telling signs of parental alienation is when a child starts using language that just doesn't fit their age. Imagine an 8-year-old saying things like, "My dad is a narcissist who financially abandoned us," or using specific legal terms they heard in a custody dispute. They might repeat complex, emotionally charged accusations that are clearly not their own. This isn't just them being smart or picking things up. This is a red flag. It strongly suggests that the child is being coached or is parroting what they've heard from one parent. Why is this so dangerous? Because it forces adult conflicts and burdens onto a child who is emotionally unequipped to handle them. They become a messenger in a war they never signed up for, carrying feelings and ideas that aren't genuinely theirs. This can create immense confusion and anxiety, as their own authentic feelings get buried under the weight of someone else's agenda. It's a form of emotional manipulation that can warp their understanding of relationships. Another deeply concerning sign is the sudden and unexplained rejection of a parent. We're not talking about a teenager needing space. This is a child who just last week was happy, loving, and excited to see their parent, and now suddenly wants nothing to do with them. They might refuse calls, visits, or any form of contact. When you ask them why, their reasons are often vague, nonsensical, or they might just say, "I don't know, I just don't want to." This abrupt shift is unnatural. Healthy relationships, even when they face challenges, don't just collapse overnight. A child developing their own genuine grievances would typically show a gradual change in behavior. This kind of sudden, all-or-nothing rejection is a classic indicator that an external influence is at play. Someone is likely feeding the child negative ideas or creating a situation where rejecting the other parent feels like the only safe option. This isn't the child's choice. It's a reflection of manipulation. Let's talk about black and white thinking. Children, especially as they get older, naturally understand that people are complex. Mom can be fun but also strict. Dad can be loving but also make mistakes. But in cases of parental alienation, this nuanced view disappears. The child starts to see one parent as entirely perfect, all good, heroic, the victim, and the other parent as entirely evil, all bad, selfish, and deserving of rejection. There is no middle ground. They might idealize one parent, defending them fiercely, while demonizing the other for minor or even fabricated faults. This extreme polarization is a telltale sign of manipulation. It's not how children naturally perceive their world. This rigid thinking is often a direct result of being fed a consistent, one-sided narrative that paints a distorted picture of reality. This damages their ability to think critically and see people for who they truly are, which is a fundamental skill for building healthy relationships throughout their life. Have you ever seen a child who seems afraid to be happy? A key sign of parental alienation is when a child shows fear or guilt about expressing affection toward the rejected parent. They might look over their shoulder before giving a hug, or act cold and hostile in one parent's presence only to be warm and loving when they are alone with the other. This isn't defiance, it's a survival mechanism. The child has learned, either directly or indirectly, that showing love for the bad parent will result in disapproval, emotional withdrawal, or even punishment from the good parent. They feel caught in a loyalty bind. Love becomes something that feels dangerous instead of safe. This creates a deep-seated anxiety around attachment and emotional expression. They learn to suppress their genuine feelings to please one parent, which can lead to long-term issues with intimacy, trust, and self-worth. Love should never feel like a betrayal. Perhaps one of the most heartbreaking signs is when a child begins to rewrite their own history. Positive memories they once shared with the rejected parent are suddenly denied, minimized, or twisted into something negative. A fun family vacation is remembered as boring or terrible. A happy childhood photo is dismissed with, "I was just pretending to be happy." They might even claim events that never happened. They are not just forgetting. Their memory is being actively altered. This happens when they are repeatedly told a new version of their own past. Why is this so insidious? Because it attacks the very foundation of a child's identity. Our memories are who we are. When a child is convinced that their own happy experiences were fake, it damages their sense of reality and their ability to trust their own mind and feelings. It creates a profound sense of confusion and instability, leaving them dependent on the alienating parent's version of the world. Now, it's really important to understand what parental alienation is not. Not every case of a child rejecting a parent is alienation. There are legitimate reasons for a child to pull away. If there has been genuine abuse, neglect, or harmful behavior, a child's fear and rejection are valid and protective responses. This is not alienation. This is self-preservation. Similarly, during a divorce, it's normal for children to have temporary emotional reactions. They might be angry at one parent for the separation or feel torn. These feelings are usually temporary and can be worked through with support. And of course, as children mature, especially into their teenage years, they naturally seek more independence and might set new boundaries with their parents. This is a healthy part of growing up. Mistaking these normal behaviors for alienation can cause even more harm. The key difference lies in the source of the rejection. Is it coming from the child's genuine experiences, or is it being implanted by an outside influence? Understanding this distinction is crucial to ensure we're helping, not hurting. So, why is it so incredibly important to intervene early? Because parental alienation, when left unchecked, causes severe and long-lasting emotional and psychological harm. Think of it like a slow-acting poison. The longer it goes on, the more damage it does to a child's developing brain and their capacity for healthy relationships. Early recognition and intervention are the best defense. When we spot these signs early, it opens the door for professionals and concerned adults to step in. Therapy, for example, can become a safe space for the child to rebuild trust and learn to express their authentic feelings without fear. It also allows for educating the parents on the devastating psychological impact of their actions. Often, the alienating parent may not even fully realize the harm they are causing. The ultimate goal is to protect the child's fundamental right to have a loving relationship with both parents. We need to create an environment where children feel safe to love freely, without being forced to choose sides or carry the weight of adult battles. To wrap this all up, parental alienation is a deeply destructive force, and its power lies in its subtlety. It often goes unnoticed by friends, family, and even professionals until the damage is deeply rooted. But by learning to recognize these less obvious signs, the adult language, the sudden rejection, the black and white thinking, the fear around affection, and the rewriting of memories, we can become advocates for the children affected. Recognizing these patterns is the first, most powerful step toward protecting a child's emotional well-being. Early informed intervention offers the best chance to restore healthy family bonds and support the child's long-term development into a secure and healthy adult. It's about giving them back their childhood and the freedom to love without fear. If you or someone you know is dealing with a situation like this, please reach out to a qualified family therapist or legal professional who specializes in these issues. You are not alone and help is available. Thank you so much for watching and for taking the time to understand this important topic. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more content on mental health and family dynamics. Sharing this video could help another family recognize what's happening and get the help they need. Take care, and we'll see you in the next one.